welcome back to another episode of Yoga Anywhere. My name is Amanda and I'm going to be taking you through our morning flow today. If you've just woken up, if it's a weekday before work or if it's a weekend, you can pour yourself a cup of tea, grab a cup of chai here, something warm and soothing just for this slow flow that we're going to do this morning. So grab your tea, grab your blanket, grab your pillow if you want to put it underneath your sit bones, and let's get ready to warm up our bodies. All right, we're going to start in a comfortable seated position today with just a little meditation to get the mind a little bit awake. So come into that comfortable seated position. You can perch your sit bones up on a pillow or a blanket, like I said before. Make sure you're right on the sit bones, so moving the flesh. Allow your hands to come to your knees. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears and then down your back. Really long spine, and then close your eyes. And just to allow yourself to settle in here. Beginning to notice the inhales and exhales of your breath, feeling the natural inhales and exhales as you breathe. And just noticing the quality of your breath this morning. If it's short and shallow, long and deep. Bring awareness to how your body's feeling. So giving a quick scan, a quick once over of the body from the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. So bringing awareness to what feels tight or tense. First thing in the morning, it's usually my hips, my back, my neck. I feel like I need to wiggle around a little bit. So just observe what's happening for you. Maybe you feel really energetic and you're ready to get going. Maybe you feel really tired and like you just want to curl right back into bed. Now bringing awareness to your minds and where your mental space is at this morning. Becoming aware of the thoughts that are coming and going, that are passing through. And seeing if you can do just that, allow them to pass. So oftentimes in the mornings, especially before a day of work, it's to-do lists, people we have to call, emails we have to send, emails we might be expecting, things that need to get done. It's a lot, it's a mouthful, it feels stressful just saying it. So see if you can encourage those things to meet you off your mat after your practice. And we'll take a couple more breaths here. Just tuning in and observing, deepening the breath. Perhaps taking this moment to set an intention for your practice. It can be a word, a thought, a goal, anything that you would like for the next little bit as we wake up the body. Great. Without opening the eyes, we're going to begin moving through the neck. So bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. And then slowly, thoughtfully bringing your chin towards your chest, stopping anywhere that you need to, anywhere that feels tight or sticky. Slowly rotating your left ear towards your left shoulder, coming into a half circle. And back up to center, continuing just like that for a couple more rounds. I like to think of my yoga practice as keeping mental notes for how I feel. So just observing how your neck feels today, the places that feel tighter or more tense. And as you're ready, going the other direction. And as I'm keeping these mental notes, I like to observe how these things change day to day. Some mornings my neck doesn't feel tight and tense, others it does. This morning is one of those days where there's a lot of tightness, a lot of stickiness, a lot of tenderness. Just observing what that is for you. Meeting in neutral at the bottom of your next exhale, coming back up to center and slowly blinking your eyes open. Amazing. On an inhale, reaching your arms up towards the sky, interlacing your fingers, flipping them up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, tip over to the right. This might just be a small stretch this morning, observing the quality of the side body. Breathing space and length into the tight, sticky places between each of the ribs. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the other direction. Really nice. Once again, breathing space and length into the ribs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, coming back down. Really good. We're going to come onto all fours. So coming on to your hands and knees, I'll show you from the side. We're going to have our wrists directly underneath our shoulders, knees directly underneath our hips. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cows. On an inhale, sink the belly, reach the hips and head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reversing that, rounding down, arching through the spine, coming into cat pose. Really nice. Inhale, drop the belly, sink the hips. Reach the hips and head, coming into cow. Exhale, rounding down, coming into cat pose. Moving through a few more rounds at the pace of your own breath. Allowing your breath to guide you through these poses. Moving as slowly and as subtly as you need to, or as fast as your breath wants. Maybe coming more circular. Maybe coming side to side. Just feeling what feels good for you this morning. And if your body's anything like mine, all of it feels good. 2 more full rounds of inhale and exhale. Coming back to neutral. On an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, thread it underneath your left armpit, coming down onto your right cheek. Reaching your left fingertips long in front of you. If you're feeling good here, you might want to reach your left arm all the way around as if you're trying to grab something out of your right pocket if you're wearing a pair of jeans. Seeing if you can relax down into this thread the needle. Relax into the tight, sticky places in your shoulders. On your next inhale, releasing your left hand down by your face, pressing into your hand, coming back up to neutral. Just observing for a second. We're going to flip the side, so inhale, left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, putting left arm underneath left armpit, coming down onto your left cheek. Finding whatever variation you did so on the other side. On your next inhale, planting your right hand back down by your face, coming back up to neutral. Really good. We're going to stretch out the feet this morning, so tucking your toes, big toes together, all 10 toes on the mat. So sometimes the pinky toes like to come up, make sure that they're down, and then just coming back onto your feet. It might not feel intense now, but it probably will soon. Breathe into it. Maybe close your eyes and just be here. Nothing starts your day off right like a good foot stretch. People think it's coffee. It's not. It's stretching your feet. Your feet will appreciate this. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Grabbing your right wrist with your left hand, flip your palm, and exhale over towards the left. Inhale back to center, switch the grip. Exhale over to the right. Coming into this nice side body stretch. Inhale back to center, and exhale, let's release that. Untuck your toes and give them a little bit of a pat out here. Just really releasing into it. And as you're ready, big toes together, knees about as wide as your mat, sinking down into a child's pose. Deep exhale. Just allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel here. Coming back to the breath, full deep breaths. On your next inhale, walking your hands over and off to the right side of your mat, coming into a nice side body stretch. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, over to the left. Really good. Inhale, coming back through center. Planting through your hands, coming back up to tabletop. We'll tuck our toes, and this time we'll send our hips to downward facing dog. It's probably your first downward facing dog of the day, so be really gentle on your body, bending through one knee and then the other, allowing your legs to wake up here. Spreading through all 10 of your fingers and pushing evenly through each fingertip, each finger pad. Maybe bending both knees and straightening. On an inhale, lifting your right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring it through, planting it down, dropping your back knee down, untucking your toes, and reaching your heart forward. If you're feeling good here, maybe your right hand comes up towards your knee. We come up a little bit. If you feel good here, left arm up towards the ceiling. Really good. Feeling a nice long stretch through your front left hip flexor. If you feel good here, right arm meets left up towards the ceiling. Long, deep breaths. Starting to build a little bit of heat, warming up the body, beginning to stretch through the legs. Inhale deeply, planting your hands. Exhale, walking your hands back, coming into that hamstring stretch on your left. As you're ready, slowly walking your hands back to frame your feet. Tuck your back toes under, feet step back to downward facing dog. Oh, that feels so good. Pedaling out one leg and then the other, just feeling how your legs feel from side to side. And then inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, plant your foot in between your hands, drop your back knee down, untucking your toes, lengthening through your heart. Let's stay here for a sec. And as you're ready, placing your left hand onto your knee, coming up slightly. If you feel good here, reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling. If you're still feeling good, reaching your left arm up to meet your right. Inhale deeply, planting your hands. Exhale, walking your hands back, coming into that hamstring stretch on your left. Observing maybe how it feels side to side. So I find that I always have one side that's tighter than the other, one that feels a little bit stickier. Just observing that, just noticing, seeing how that feels. As you're ready, walking your hands back to frame your feet. Plant your back toes under, step back, downward facing dog. Really good. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, maybe continuing to bend through one knee and then the other. And as you're ready, we're going to come into a squat. So you can walk your feet there, you can get bouncy if you're feeling energetic and hop your way there. But however you're going to come here, you're going to come to a squat. Hands are going to be together at your chest and using your elbows to slightly push your knees out, lengthening through your spine. If it's impossible for you to get your heels down towards the floor, that's okay. Use your blanket or your pillow. You can roll up your yoga mat a little bit to give yourself a little bit more space underneath your heels. And then come here and breathe. Really good. Three more breaths. Lengthening a little bit more if you can. And then as you're ready, allowing yourself to come down on your sit bones, straightening out your mat if you bunched it. Maybe taking a sip of that tea that you have. And then as you're ready, coming onto your sit bones. So we're going to move into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So release the flesh from the sit bones. The bottoms of your feet are together. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine, and as you exhale, begin to fold forward. Creating a lot of length in your spine here. Feeling a nice opening through the inside of the legs. So we have lengthened through the front side of the legs, we've lengthened through the back side of the legs, and now we're working towards the inside line of the legs. So when you come away from this practice, I want you to feel really gumpy, really loosey-goosey, ready to go about your day, feeling really good in your body. I find that a lot of times we just get up, we jump out of bed, we make our coffee at breakfast, we pack our stuff, and we run out the door. And it's nice to take a moment to love our physical self in the way of a little bit of movement and stretching. And then as you're ready, releasing the right leg out to the right, drawing your left leg in towards your groin. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Then exhale, reaching your right fingers towards your toes, allowing your left arm to come up overhead. You might touch your toes. If it wasn't in the morning, I might be able to. Don't force it. If it's something that you normally do in your afternoon practice, it's okay not to do it now. Feeling a nice side body stretch and thinking about opening the rib cage. Reaching your arms long overhead. Inhale, coming back up to center. Changing legs here. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, left arm towards left toes. Right fingers go long overhead. Again, thinking about rolling open that rib cage and then reaching your fingertips long. You should feel a stretch all the way from your hips, all the way up to your fingers. Nice side body stretch. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, letting that go. We're going to come onto our backs now. So as you come onto your back, planting your left foot down, reaching your right leg up towards the ceiling, interlacing your hands behind your thigh, maybe behind your calf if you're a little bit more flexible than me, and flexing through your toes so you really feel this here. Maybe doing a couple ankle circles, one direction and then the other. I find that the ankles are often really overlooked in a yoga practice and just in life in general. The ankles matter. They support our bodies in a lot of really, really amazing ways that allow us to go about life. And then bending through your knee, bringing your right ankle onto your left knee. If this feels good right here, you can just stay here, relaxing your hands in the belly. Otherwise, coming into a traditional figure four, reaching your hands behind your thighs and then relaxing back down. So sometimes early in the morning, this can feel really tight and sticky. Don't force it. So now we work that inner line of the leg, and now we're going towards the outer line, the outer hip. This is a place that gets really tight, especially if you sit all day, like I tend to do. So if you spend a lot of time sitting, this can feel really good. Two more breaths. Releasing down, planting both knees to the earth, and then windshield wipering back and forth just for a couple of rounds. Just releasing the legs. And coming back to neutral, extending the left leg up towards the sky, interlacing your hands behind your thigh. Stretch here, maybe some ankle circles if that feels good. And then bending through your knee, bringing your left ankle on top of your right knee. Staying here if this feels like enough for you. Otherwise, reaching behind your thigh and coming into that traditional figure four. Stretching the outside of the thigh a little bit more. Maybe closing your eyes and settling in here, just breathing really deeply. And even though we're waking up for our day, you can still close your eyes and feel really calm and peaceful within this pose. Two more breaths. One more breath. And releasing on the exhale. Windshield wipers back and forth. Really good. Now drawing your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a big squeeze here. I feel like a twist might be really nice this morning, so allowing your arms to come out to the sides, maybe cactus arms if that feels better, and then drop your knees off towards the right. Gaze is over towards the left if it feels okay on your head and neck. If you have a different variation of this twist that feels a little bit better, or that you feel like doing this morning, you're definitely welcome to take it. On your next inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, releasing over to the left, switching your gaze over towards your right fingertips. Inhale, coming back through center. Reaching through the inside of your legs, grabbing the outside knife edges of your feet, coming into a happy baby here. Another great release for the inside lines of the legs. Those tight groins. Another thing, if you sit a lot, if you walk a lot, the groin will get pretty tight. So it's really good to stretch it out. Releasing the legs. We're going to come into one little bridge before we move into Savasana, so arms long by your sides. Take an inhale, send your hips up towards the sky. Maybe interlacing hands underneath your spine and walking up onto one shoulder blade and then the other, but don't force it. This isn't about the biggest back bend that you've ever done in your life. It's about finding calm and ease within the body, stretching the body out, making it feel really good. 2 more breaths. As you're ready, slowly lowering down on your next exhale, lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time. As your sit bones meet the mat, drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself 1 final squeeze here. That should feel really good. If there's any other final poses you want before Shavasana, you're definitely welcome to take them. It's your practice, of course. Otherwise, releasing your legs long on the mat. Allow your feet to fall out. Allow your arms to be long, palms up towards the ceiling, relaxing all the muscles in your body. I would highly encourage you to spend a couple of minutes here before you rush on with the rest of your day. As always, thank you so much for practicing with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.